So I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker now, and I wanted to let you know that Jonathan J.J. Jarrell is a dedicated and caring professional. I like that. Isn't that a nice line? A dedicated and caring professional with nearly 20 years of experience in the human resources field. He currently works for Cone Distributing Incorporated and as the Corporate Director of Human Resources. Prior to that, he was the Regional HR Manager with Performance Food Group, with responsibility for almost 2,000 associates. That's a lot of folks. JJ's expertise, well, it's wide-ranging. It includes leadership training, executive coaching, succession planning, talent acquisition, and I'm sure there's a few more I missed. He's a certified emotional intelligence coach and a certified John Maxwell leadership coach. JJ brings outstanding knowledge, exceptional communication skills, and a high commitment to service and dynamic leadership to our event tonight. Please join me in welcoming JJ this evening.
All right. So that bio was completely made up. I had to give them something to talk about myself. Today we're going to talk a little bit about success is your own fault. And I think the topic makes a lot of sense because everything you do in life is your choice. And where you end up 30 years from now is going to be your choice. I started out my career, I thought I was going to be a detective for a police department. Then I figured out, you know what, you don't make any money doing that. And I quickly morphed into human resources, and since then I totally love it. And what I love most about it is I get to meet people like you. And today what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give you 3 points. I'm going to want you to learn at least 3 things, but specifically I'm going to talk about how you get and keep a job, because the more and more I interview people, they just do not get it. So if you will just listen to me for this next 2 hours, isn't that what I got? No, about 40 minutes. If you just listen to me for about 40 minutes, I promise you I'm going to inject in you some wisdom that will help you get a job. I'm going to speak to you from my perspective and let you know that success, again, is your own fault. You either make it or do not make it simply because of what you choose to do. I used to work for a large organization. I used to manage 9 different locations from an HR perspective. I spent my entire days interviewing, promoting, and firing people. I have interviewed and hired and fired a lot of people. I did not ever like firing anybody unless they are an absolute turd and need to be out of our organization. What I truly enjoyed is the hiring of people and watching them start from an entry-level position and grow into much larger positions. And I'm going to tell you some stories centered around there. To give you an idea that success is your own fault and you have to work at it, I'm not one of these motivational speakers that's going to stand up here and tell you if you can dream it, you can do it. If that was the case, me and Jennifer Lopez would be spending some weekends together. It doesn't work that way. You cannot dream it and make it happen. You have to put in the work. So, I think in the bio we gave you a tidbit about me. I do work for Team Cone. We distribute a lot of beer and soda and Red Bull. For the most part, if you look at those logos up there, you probably drank some of those. Who has drinking Red Bull? All right, how about Dr. Pepper, Snapple, those kind? Yeah. How about those of you that are of age, who has drank Coors or Coors Light? Okay, here we go. First of all, that's my son standing back there in the corner right there. And he just raised his hand to tell me that he drinks beer, so we'll have to talk tonight about that. So we distribute a lot of drinks. We do it out of 2 locations with 300 team members, and we have about 3,500 customers. So any of the products that we sell throughout 22 counties comes out of our building right here in Ocala. The 3,500 customers that we have is every single convenience store, every single CVS, every single Walgreens, every single Publix, every single the Sam's Club, every single Walmart. I'm forgetting some, but you get the point, right? Any of our products that you see, if you search teamcone.net, come out of our building here in Ocala. We distribute product through 15,000 miles, 22 counties here in Florida, and we sell 7 million cases a year. You guys drink a lot. All right, Team Cone has one vision. It's creating and maintaining a world-class company. And we feel like our definition of that is simply doing the right thing the right way all the time. Doing the right thing will always come to you throughout your life. Think about that for a minute. How many times do you have an opportunity to make a decision and the right thing always comes to you, doesn't it? Forgot to start out with telling you that you have to participate. If you don't participate, I'm going to call you out and bring you right up here on the stage. Does the right thing come to you? And when you make the wrong one, think about when you were a kid, when you made the wrong decision, you already knew it was wrong when you made it, didn't you? So the right one is there. You'll find it if you look for it. And we say doing it the right way all the time. All the time is a little hard only because we're dealing with people. And sometimes people don't make the right decisions. So we feel like if we just define world class as doing the right thing the right way all the time, and we ingrain that into our team members, then we will have a very successful company. Mr. Cone will tell you himself, about 10 years ago, he didn't get it as it related to people. He figured out very quickly that he had a problem, that he had the wrong people on the team. And he decided quickly that it was no longer going to become more about getting the product out the door, but instead it was going to become about the people that worked for the organization. And once he got that, once we got the right people in the right seats doing the right thing the right way all the time, guess what happened? You can get this one. Who wants to help me with it? Who wants to help me with it? You got it? Success. Boom. As soon as you understand that everything you do in life correlates back to the people in your life and doing the right thing with them the right way all the time, you will have success. That's very, very simple. That is a baseline for success. Understand that the people you interact for and with, or you work for and you interact with, will be the success in your life. All of you have heard this. All of you have heard this. It's nothing new. I told my son this many times. He never got it until he grew up, and now he understands it. But the people that you associate with will bring you down or bring you up. You choose who you associate with. And I'll tell you, if you look at your circle of friends right now, a lot of them need to go. And you will figure that out. You will remember this old man standing in front of you. You will figure that out in a couple of years. Once you understand the ones that are dragging you down and the ones that are building you up. You will figure that out. I hope you figure it out quicker, sooner than later, because the sooner you figure it out, the sooner your success will go through the roof. All right, we live on core values at Team Cone, and core values are very important. I'm going to ask you to think about some core values of your own. Core values are very important because they do one thing. Every human behavior is a result of a need. Get that. Every human behavior is a result of a need. So, gentlemen, when your what do you guys call them? What do you guys call your girlfriends? Is there some certain word for them now? Boo? Somebody say that? Boo? Is that what it is? When your boo has a need, it relates to a core value. She has a need. Her behavior is because of a need. Probably that she's needy and needs you to show her attention, but her behavior is because of a need. So I told you Mr. Cone a few years came up with these core values that really touch the needs of people. The first one is team. We say team, working together for a common purpose or goal. Who would not want to be part of that? Gentlemen, you folks in the basketball team, what are you doing? You're working together for a common purpose or goal. What's the goal? Somebody. Louder. Can't hear you. Exactly. Common purpose or goal. Second one, communication, timely, effective, and respectful. What do you think the most important is about that? Those three words. Which one is the most important? Respectful. Thank you very much. Timely, effective, and respectful communication. Who doesn't want to be communicated with? Timely, effectively, and respectfully. Who doesn't? Anybody in here say, hey, I want to be treated like crap when someone talks to me? No. You want to be respected when you talk to. Third one. Excellence. And this is the one I love. Excellence, an expectation of superior performance and while successfully achieving results. Superior performance. If you lived your life saying, I want superior performance in my life, guess what that would do for you? Guess what that would do for you? It would totally improve your life. Here we go. Honesty. Big one. I'm going to tell you a story based on this one. Complete truthfulness to yourself, coworkers, and others. Let me tell you something. If you work with us and you don't hit this core value, we have no use for you. If you make a mistake and I ask you about a mistake and you lie to me, God help you, but you're going out the door. It's that simple. You have to tell the truth in life. If you don't tell the truth, all the other core values mean nothing. You have to be truthful and have complete excellence in yourself to tell the truth. It may hurt to tell the truth, but you have to tell the truth. Think about the relationships in your life. Anybody in your head ever had anybody lie to them? Show me some hands. Yeah. How did that make you feel? Did you love it? Did you say, damn, I can't wait till you lie to me again? You remember that? How did it make you feel? Somebody tell me how it made him feel. Come on.
Bad.
Who said that? Stand up. Bad. Over here.
Betrayed.
Betrayed. What else?
Hurt.
Hurt. You don't just don't get over that stuff, right? And all it took was one tiny little incremental decision for them to lie to you. They knew what the right thing to do was, and that was to tell you the truth, and they simply didn't do it. So honesty is a core value that you have to have in life. Trust, right back to that. A firm reliance in yourself, coworkers, and the company. And this one is near and dear to me because you have to trust the company you work for and with. Not only that, you have to trust the people that you work for and with, right? The basketball team, you guys got to trust each other. Pride. Respect for yourself, coworkers, and others. This one's huge for me. So, I told you I do a lot of interviewing, and I can't stand it when somebody comes in and they just slouch and they don't have the respect for themselves. Number one, to show up on time. But number two, I got plenty. I'm gonna have to take my shoes off for this. But you know, when they don't respect themselves enough to come in on time, when they don't respect themselves enough to dress themselves up for success, when they don't respect themselves enough to look the interviewer in the eye, that's a problem. But I'm telling you guys, not you guys in this room, because you guys are setting yourself up for success. People do it all the time. They forget the common decency of interaction with people. A loyalty, faithful commitment to coworkers and the company. And then creativity, we stole this one from Ford, using imagination to drive innovation. And then community contribution. That is exactly why I'm here tonight. The owner of our company has allowed me to do whatever it takes to invest in you, to get inside your head, if you will, to give you tidbits, to help you understand that your life is simply about you and you only. And that if you can just pay attention for 40 minutes and listen to a few tidbits of what I'm going to give you, and you'll take them away, and you will be very successful in your future career. By the way, Bonnie, can I call on you real quick? Where are you at, Bonnie? So I want to be able to give you guys this presentation. So it will come to you somehow. I don't know how we can do that, but we'll make sure that that happens. Okay? Thanks. All right. We talked a little bit about core values, and this is what I want you to understand. A core value are the fundamental beliefs of a person or organization. Every one of you in this room has a fundamental belief that you strongly feel strong about. And I'm going to ask you to think of 3 of those. And we're going to meet somebody across the room that you do not know, and you're going to tell them what your core values are. Are you with me? Think about what I just talked through with you. I told you that a core value is based on a person's belief, and a core value is more about a person's behavior. All right? It's a need that someone has. So I want you to think of those 3 things, and I want you, when I say go, to get up, go across the room, tell somebody across the room what those 3 things are, and then they're going to share with you. Does everybody understand the objective? Does everybody understand the objective before, because it's going to get loud in here? Everybody understand it? Now, it has to be, and remember we talked about honesty and trust? I want you to be honest, and I'm going to trust that you do this with somebody that you do not know. And then, when we get back to our seats, I'm going to ask a few of you to participate and tell me what you learned about that person, as well as your own personal core values. Are you ready? Nobody's ready? Let's do it. Go ahead. Go. Go, 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 go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. It was wonderful.
All right, let's have a seat. Holly, where are you? So, Holly, see, when I do this, there's always somebody that has the nads who is brave enough to come up to the speaker and say, can I share mine with yours, my core values with you, and guess who did it? Holly. Holly, what are your 3 core values?
To honor God, pursue excellence, and never give up.
What do you think? Honor God, pursue excellence, and never give up. If she lives her life by those 3, guess what's going to happen for her? Think about that. Who wants to share some more? I want somebody from the basketball team. Coach, why don't you pick one? Let's give him a round of applause, guys. Come on. What's your name? Jerome? So what are yours? Over here with me.
It's the same as hers. Honor God. I do want to be successful in life, and make my parents proud.
There you go. Thank you. So, honor God, be successful in life, and make his parents proud. What more could you ask for? All right, one more. Come on. Come on. This is not a time to be shy. Who wants to do it? Yes, ma'am. Come on. No. This is interactive. Thank you, would you? We're going to do 2 more, actually.
For me, it's to be honest with everyone I talk to as best I can. My family's very important to me to always take care of it when I can. And if I can, and the third one is to help others when I can.
Honesty, family, and help others. That's huge. Thank you. All right, 2 more. Come on, somebody from over here. Hey, somebody from the cheap seats. Come on. Who's got it? Here she is. Thank you. I'll pay you later. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Laura, and the main thing, since I'm a single parent of 3, is honesty. I teach them children to be honest.
Yes.
And while they're in school, getting an education, don't lie, don't steal, don't bully.
There you go.
Deal with me.
Hold on, though. I'm not going to let you go. Honesty was 1. I need 2 more.
Respect.
Respect. What's the other one?
And the love of God.
There you go. All right, one more. There he is. Thank you.
How's it going? My name is Colton, and my 3 things are fairly different from everybody else. One is education. Without education, pretty much nowhere. Financial stability, and just keeping our culture, having everything to do with our physical culture.
Can you come up here for a second? I want to drill into that a second. So I need 3 core values. The first core value was what?
Education.
Education. So a core value for him is learning, continual learning. What's the next one?
Financial stability.
Stability, financial stability for yourself and... Yeah, okay. So a core value for you is going to be that you want to have finances. There you go. Self-reliance. There it is. Now give me one more.
Culture.
Culture. You want to invest in culture kind of thing?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Business.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing that too. One more. AJ, come on up. Make it quick. Come on, you got long legs. 3 core values.
Well, the first one's to make my dad proud, obviously. The third one is to be honest about everything that I do. And then the second.
You went 1, 3, now we need 2.
Yeah, is to be the best that I can in everything that I do.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So the purpose of you understanding what your core values is those will live with you the rest of your life. For the most part, they will not change. Okay? So those core values are very important. If you did not come up with one, or you feel like maybe that's not me, I want you to take the time tonight and get it. Get those 3 core values written down, because they are what will set you up for success. All right. There are 3 things, basically, that will help you succeed and get in a career. We're going to switch a little bit here. I need you to understand this new word that I completely made up, and that is netmarkability. And that is your ability to network with like-minded people in the career that you seek, market yourself, and then your likability. That's all you really need to do. How I got the job at Cone was simply because of a relationship that I have with a local employment agency who called me and said, I've got this job and you're the right one for it. Do you want to interview for it? That's how simple it was. I didn't have to look online. I didn't have to apply through Career Builder or Monster or anything like that. It was simply because of the relationships that I have with people. So you network with people. And I'm going to tell you, if you're networking with the wrong people, you're not going to get to where you want to be. If you're networking with the wrong people, you're not going to get to where you want to be. Market yourself in the right way. We're going to get to the next point here. Market yourself in the right way using LinkedIn and professional social media. The right way. Did you hear what I said? Because this is going to be church in a second. Because this one really bothers me. The next one's coming up. And then this likability thing. If you're not likable, you are not going to succeed ever in life. I've got to tell you, if you got a personality of a freaking toad, you are not going to get anywhere in life. You've got to have a personality, and you got to be likable. All right, we're going to talk about some of these moronic things people do in interviews. I'm going to start with the first one. This just happened to me. I was interviewing a kid. I found a kid because he was 19 years old just last week for an entry-level job. And he made absolutely no eye contact with me. None. And he had this hair hanging down in front of his face, and he kept going. And you ever look at somebody that has a booger on their nose hanging down? What do you focus on? The booger. And that's kind of what I was focusing on. I just couldn't get past anything. The no eye contact, and then the hair, I just couldn't get past it. So, of course, I passed. So when you don't make eye contact, cell phone, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in an interview with me and you pick up your damn cell phone, I'm sending you out the door. There is nothing more important than my time right now and the conversation that we're having. Jared is the HR guy for the county. Don't let me get this wrong. The city. Sorry, see, I messed that up. But Jared, would you stand up for me for a second? When you interview people that would be more interested in their phone, what would you do? He would end the interview. You get that? When you're not alone, put down the phone. That phone is simply a resource when you get done. When you get done with that interview, then you can go text all your buddies and tell them about you just had an interview. Do not pick up that phone in an interview. I had a lady, when I was working for the other company, high-level position, 6-figure position. It is me that stands in the way of her getting this position. Me. I'm the one that's going to make the decision now. So she better impress the hell out of me to get this job. Guess what she does?
Picks up the phone.
We're having, who said that?
Picks up her phone.
Yeah, we're having a conversation, talking, the phone rings, and first of all, she looks at it and laughs. And then she says, oh, can I get this for a second? Okay, you want me to step out? All right. I step out. I physically step out of the room. She has a conversation. I step back in. I'm thinking, oh my God, is something wrong? Her girlfriend broke up with her boyfriend. I mean, seriously? Who does that? See ya. Next. Distracted jewelry or clothing. If you wear them big long earrings that are dangling, again, to me, it's almost like the booger on the nose, and you're ding, ching, 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 and the watches and all that, that's a distraction to those of us that interview. And I tell you, you may think that this is all elementary, but it happens all the time. I'm just trying to give you an idea of things that will stop you or prevent you from moving forward in an interview. Body odor. You ever talk to somebody that smells like butt? I mean, how long do you want to continue that conversation? I mean, seriously. You got to take care of yourself. You got to be ready and pre-plan this. You can't just show up for an interview trying to wing it. It doesn't work that way, ever. All right, this is one, and this is one right here drives me crazy. The yeah, and huh. If you yeah, and huh the interviewer, that's a problem. In fact, I'll tell you now, gentlemen, if you yeah and huh an elder in your family, there's something wrong. Yeah, yeah, How good a communication is that?
Childish.
Very. And then, this is the one I love. So, most interviewers, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, and the HR folks that are in the room are an exception to this right now, most HR people suck. And I mean that. And you see some of them shaking their heads in the room right now. Most of them suck. And they suck at their jobs, and they suck at interviewing, they suck at finding anything out about you. You can go in there and you can lie your butts off and probably get the job because they don't know any better. And then they'll turn around and they'll put you in the workforce, and then you'll clash with everybody that you work with, and then they'll have turnover because most of those guys will quit because they can't stand you. Am I preaching it, HR folks? Where are you guys at? You guys clap for me, will you, so they know where you're at? Yeah. And then they'll have turnover and then wonder why the organization is not successful. Because they suck at interviewing. They don't know how to talk to people and interview. If you come in an interview with me, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to figure out if you're lying. I'm going to ask you questions, and this is my typical question, and that is, I want you to start with your first job out of high school until present day. And then I'm going to watch you. And I'm going to watch how that story builds. And if you stop and can't get your story out, I know you're lying. Why is that? Because this is your story. This is your life. You lived it. You know it, and you should know it. And it should flow with your resume. You know how many resumes I've seen where people lie in their resumes? You do that? Oh. Not good. The second question that you normally get from interviewers that do not know how to interview. Where do you want to be in 5 years? And then you respond with the answer that says what? Help me with this one. Who thinks the good answer would be? What would you like to do in 5 years? What's the job you want in 5 years? Okay, work for your company, but what if you did a Google search right now, the answer, what would the answer be? Who said it? What'd you say? Okay, let's take a step back. What do most people think that the interviewer wants to hear? We're going to get to it. Did you say, somebody say it over here? Your job. Do you think that that is the right answer to tell an interviewer that you want their damn job? Emma Beebe, where are you? Where are you, Emma? Okay, so you plan on being in your job for more than 5 years, don't you? So if I said to you, I want your job, are you going to hire me? Hell no! That's the absolute wrong answer to give. Do not parrot back to them that you want their job. If you come and tell me you want my job, look, I'm not that old. I'm going to work a little bit longer than 5 years. Don't tell me that. And then we already kind of touched on this as your communication skills. I need you to get this 1 point, 2 points actually. It is not your employer's responsibility to help you become better. It is yours. Once you get into an employer, they will, for the most part, help you become more successful. But if you are not studying, learning, growing, helping yourself get to the next level in your life, you will not be successful. And we come up with an acronym here called FAME. FAME stands for your first impression, your attitude, first impression, your attitude, help me with the third one, your manners. We talked about that already, the yes, no, not looking somebody in the eye. If you come through my entry area and I stick my hand out and you don't recognize to shake my hand, that's not a manner, by the way. You know, you diss me and you know, whatever. That's a problem. First impressions, your attitude, your manners, and the E stands for your energy. If you come in slouching and don't give me some energy and let me have a bantering conversation back with you and learn about you, probably not going to move forward. And that is what the rest of the HR folks are going to explain to you later this afternoon. And then the CI stands for this continuous improvement. I can't tell you how important continuous improvement is. If I had not continued to continuously improve myself with seminars, reading books, how many of y'all, just show of hands, have read a book on your own? Whoa, I love it. I love it. How many's read 2 or more books a year? What was your last one you read, guys, back in the back? Bible. Okay, what else? What self-improvement book have you guys read? Anybody in the room want to throw one out? What is it? Mindset. Very good. Very good. There is one that has helped me. There's one class that's really helped me, and that's a Dale Carnegie class. And it was an 8 or 9 week class. It is solely what has me standing here in front of you today. If I hadn't taken that class, I would not have the confidence and the competence to stand up here in front of you and inject in you the knowledge that I have about HR and what it takes to be successful. So if you do not continuously improve yourself, how about 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Anybody read that? Now that's a good one. Anybody remember, do you remember what the big rocks are? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? You had your hand up. You remember what the big rocks are? Oh, come on, you didn't. You got to go back and read it. Who else has read 7 Habits? Who has it?
I read it, but I don't remember.
Who remembers what the big rocks are? Go ahead. Well, did you read 7 Habits?
Well, I know the 7.
Okay, so what is one of them? Go ahead, give me one of them.
Well, it was with the
Yeah. Well, one of the 7 habits is schedule the big rocks first. And your big rocks are the hardest things that you have ahead of you. And if you schedule your big rocks first, then everything else that comes in life is pretty easy. Big rocks, schedule them first. So continuous improvement, and it is not, if you do not get anything else out of this presentation, it is not your employer's responsibility to make you become better. And guess what? I got some bad news for you. I got good news and bad news for you. The good news is that you are here tonight getting extra credit. The good news is that you are seeking your degree in something, hopefully, that you love. The bad news is it is simply a baseline. It is a prerequisite to life now. Does that make sense to you? You have to get this degree. You have to finish this. You have to understand that it is a baseline that will get you to the next level in your life. And guess what? Here comes some bad news. You are competing against thousands of other people. They can go online and see the exact same jobs that you can see right here in this area. And they can interview for the exact same jobs that you're interviewing for. And guess what? They'll have a degree too. But what will set you apart from them is this continuous improvement. And when you have conversations with the interviewer, they will figure it out that you got this continuous improvement and that you are steps and leaps above these other candidates. All right, let's talk about some of the stupidest things people do to get fired. This is vital to me. I'm going to tell you some stories. We're going to have some fun. I may say something that might make you laugh. I may say something and you go, boy, that was pretty off color. I don't know why you said that. I'm only telling you it because it's true. And you're not going to believe that people do some of the things that they do when they're 10, 15, 20 years into their career to get themselves fired. Let's start with the first one. Lying. We already talked about that. You lie to your boss, you think he's going to want to keep you around very long? Probably not. You lie to your spouse or partner, you think they're going to want to keep you around very long? Probably not. Workplace selfies. Just had this one. Talked to a firefighter who took a workplace selfie. Guess what? The policy of the department says no workplace selfies with your uniform on. Bam! No more got a career. Why would you do that to yourself? How important is it for you to be taking workplace selfies? Is that ridiculous? Specifically when you're on their clock. Bad attitude. Baby mama drama. Gentlemen and ladies, we want you to be part of a team, but we don't want your damn drama. Don't bring it into the workplace. If you bring the drama into the workplace, it is a motivator or a factor that will send you out the door. Stealing. I used to work for a large organization. I had an assistant that worked for me, and she was in charge of what we call our petty cash box. Guess what she was doing? Skimming off the top. She'd been there right at 5 years, and part of what our organization would do is your 401k or the benefit that we'd have, we would invest money on your behalf for you. You had to be there at least 5 years before you become fully vested. Guess what she did? She decided to steal $1,500 and get her butt fired and left the $30,000 that we had invested for her in there because she didn't make it to the 5 years. I mean, seriously? What is so important that you would lower yourself and do that? Relationships in the workplace. Okay. I don't know any other way to say it. Some of you guys have heard me say it, but you don't crap where you eat. It's that simple. Almost stuff. You don't crap where you eat. You know what? If you do involve yourself into a relationship with somebody that you work with, you better disclose it to your bosses, so they can then transition you guys to other departments that you're not working in departments together. The relationships start making your supervisors and managers lose faith in the two of you. It just happens that way. That's the way it works. Don't get along well with others. Internet use. So we used to send some of our folks out of town for training. We sent one of our guys to Las Vegas. He takes our computer with him. He goes out there and had the mindset that what happens in Vegas. One more time. What happens in Vegas? Yeah, not so. It didn't work out well for him. So he takes his computer, decides to get on Craigslist for a booty call. It worked out well. It did cost him money. He comes back. Of course, when you come back and you relog into our network, not at Team but this other company, you relog into our network, it scrubs your computer, it finds certain keywords, and we figure out that what happened in Vegas did not stay in Vegas. So I call him in, I have a stack of papers in front of me, which is the whole conversation of what was going to go down in his hotel room, and then what did go down in his hotel room. It's upside down, bring him in, have the conversation with him. You don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. All it took was turn it over, showing the first page. I'm out, see ya, gone. So I'm going to tell you, if you think at any point when you're on a cell phone of your companies, when you're on their computer, when you're on anything that belongs to them, it is tracked and you will be monitored, and if you use that, that's going to be a problem. Specifically if you use it for something you shouldn't be using it for. All right, being late or absent, that happens all the time. How many times, Tish, I'm going to pick on you, how many times have you been told the alarm clock didn't go off? A lot. That's bullshit. You know what didn't happen? You didn't set the alarm. Every time I set mine, without fail, it goes off. And you think we're going to be empathetic to you when you say the alarm clock didn't go off? Not a bit. It is not an excuse. That is not setting yourself up for success, and that is not being excellent. Let me just pick a couple more. All right, sex in the workplace. You wouldn't think that would happen, would you? You wouldn't think that would happen. One of my locations, the receiving manager comes in early. The maintenance man has keys to the building. She goes into the pump room. She sees boots on the ground. She goes, what's going on? She walks in a little bit further. Here's the ooh-ahs and the ooh-ahs. There he is bumping uglies with a girl that he met at a bar. Lost his job, been there 12 years. Not a good thing. You don't have sex in your workplace. It just doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you one more because this is how dumb people can be. Where I used to work, we would have cameras, and the cameras would focus out of the driver's view when they're driving and then into the cab. You follow me? So when they're driving, there's a camera, faces out into the road and into the cab. And then if they have what's called a hard event or a hard stop where they hit the brakes, it creates an event, and the camera automatically gives us 8 seconds before and 8 seconds after the event. This gentleman was driving one of our trucks with his pants down, and you fill in the blank for the rest of it. But these are things that people do. They get to the point where they are comfortable and they think they can do anything they want to, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you can't do anything you want to as it relates to business when you work for somebody else. You can't do it. Sleeping on the clock, and this other one, this dramatic. If you're dramatic in the workplace, let me give you this one. When your drama outweighs the value you bring to an organization, when your drama outweighs the value, are you hearing this one? When your drama outweighs the value you bring, guess what happens? You got to keep it in check. And drama is being late, not buying into the team, not being involved the way you should be involved, not finishing deadlines, you name it. That's drama. Your attitude, your lack of personality, And this last one, drunk. You go out and party at night, ladies and gentlemen, you come in with alcohol on your breath, how well is that going to go over? I mean, seriously, think about this stuff. And no gum is going to get rid of it. It just doesn't happen. You know, you come into work with that on your breath, it's going to be a problem. All right, there's 3 things I need you to get out of this presentation. If you didn't get anything else out of what I said, the first one is this: your social media will hang your butts. It's going to hang you. If you are on your social media non-stop, specifically at work, guess what? That's trackable. All I got to do, if you're on the clock from 8 to 5 and you're posting stuff all day long, what does that tell me? You ain't doing my work. Let's back up before you get the job. Your social media has you smoking a bomb, okay? I'll just give you an example of things I've seen. You think I want to hire you? Now, for the most part, some HR people will not research you like that. Guess who does? And I bet you some of our guys in here do the same thing. Why? Because we want to make sure we are getting the right people in our organization. We don't want to do it again. We want the exact same thing that you want. If you want a job, we want to hire you because we don't want to keep continuing to interview people. We want to get somebody hired, get the right person hired, start allowing them to make a paycheck, and move forward. Your social media will hang you. That includes your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever you got. Your Tinder, whatever it is. Your booty call site, whatever it is. That stuff will hang you. We can find it. We can search it out. Specifically, if you want to work for the city, the county, if you want to go into law enforcement, your stuff's going to be looked at. In fact, I heard that they even will get your access to your account and monitor it on their own. So your social media is very, very important. If you're going to start looking for a job, specifically in whatever industry you want to go into, I suggest that you scrub your social media and get it the heck off there. Whatever, and this includes this. Anything you do on social media that you like that is off color, that could be a reflection on you. HR folks, am I hitting the point? I just don't want you guys to get yourself in trouble because you have little chances of getting in front of hiring folks like me. And then when you get in there and you blow it with these little things, you got to understand that your social media can hang you. And that stuff will follow you for the rest of your life. And whatever you do not do it while you're at work. All right, number 2. Your life will absolutely change. Your current plan will not stay the same. I want you to get ready for it now. Everything you have planned right now, God love you, I hope it goes through. I hope it comes to fruition. But it may not. There will be bumps in your life that will cause you to have to course correct. And I'm telling you, get ready for it now. That's why you want to be a continuous improvement, learning person. Get ready for it now. I will tell you, if you don't have a plan now, a plan A, you better get going. You better have a plan B and a plan C. Coach, are you where you expected to fully be in life right now? Are you exactly where you expected to be in life right now?
No.
There's my point. Gentlemen on the team, you heard it from your coach. We all start out in life for that certain goal. Things happen in our life. People come into our life. Situations change. And guess what? You better be ready for a plan B. Because the plan B is likely to happen. I'm not telling you you're not going to get there with your plan A. I hope you do. But get ready for a plan B. And if you have a good plan B, get a plan C too. If you're a planner, get a plan C. Get a plan D. What happens? And I'm going to take you, because one more thing. I got plenty more, but I'm going to tell you right now. Most folks, the relationships you are in right now, what do you guys call them, your boos? Your boos? That sounds weird from me, doesn't it? Your boos? Your boos will change. Do not mess up a job for your boo, because a month later they might have a new boo and boot you out. So do not mess up your current career plan for a boo. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. If your boo doesn't buy into your core values and your plan A and your plan B, that's the wrong boo. All right. I think I hit the point. Your life will change. Get ready for it now, folks. And this third one, I want you to help you understand how to become a high potential, highly respected team member to your workforce. And we're going to go through this fairly quick because I think I'm running out of time. So, as HR folks and interviewers and recruiters, we want to bring you into our organization. And the only folks that I want in my organization are team players. You're not a team player? Look, I told you about the degree. That's a baseline. We want you to have that because that shows me that you are committed. But the second thing I want you to understand is the skill sets that you have, I do not care about. Because I'm going to teach you the skill sets that I need in my organization for you to become successful. And the other HR folks that are in this room tonight are going to tell you the exact same thing. Your skill sets outside the organization may not correlate to the skill sets that we need. So we're going to train you to that. That's what a true team does. We bring you, and by the way, we don't hire you. We invite you into our organization. And that is a big difference. That is a big difference. When you're invited into, I'm not going to call it a cult, but I'm going to say when you're invited, and I'm not even going to call it a family because there's a little bit of a difference there. But when you're invited into this tribe, if you will, this group of people that love to be team players, that love to work together, that respect each other, that communicate with each other, that care about each other. I'll give you an example. When the hurricanes come through, we had a lot of our people have trees go down, and a lot of our people lost their power. Guess what our people were doing? Number one, this one's great, and this makes me very emotional because we did the right thing. Most companies stayed open. We closed. We closed because we didn't want to add to the congestion on the streets. Number two, we didn't want to put the pressure on our team members to have to go through that, to have to worry about delivering beer. It's not medical supplies. It's beer. We cared more about our people, and that says to me that we do the right thing the right way because we thought about our people first. Let's get into it. 5 things that make you highly, highly high potential in an organization. The first one is this dependability and reliability. If I cannot depend on you and I cannot rely on you, you are not going to be what we consider a high potential. And this is every organization. They may sound differently than the ones I'm going to put up on the screen, but every organization that's in this room right now has some of these same things. Dependable and reliable. Dependable and reliable to me means when I offload something to you, when I give you a direction, when I give you an initiative, and I hand it over to you, I want to know that you're going to be dependable and reliable, and you're going to follow through with it. I need to know that. And guess what? Your supervisors and managers need to know that as well. Guess what? You need to know that the relationships that you have, the friends that you have are dependable and reliable too. Anybody not agree with that? Your work ethic. We're going to talk about some of these. Your communication skills and your positive attitude and your team player. Let's walk through them. Dependable and reliable. You show up on time. You meet your deadlines. You do what you say you're going to do. You're trusted to follow through. You are consistent. This is the one that drives me crazy. There's nothing worse than somebody that's not consistent. Anybody disagree with that? Anybody got a friend that's not consistent? Says one thing, does the other? Yeah, not good. Solid, and being a solid team player. Let's talk through this work ethic, because sometimes I'm not picking on you guys. You guys in this room, we're going to talk about other people. Some people like-minded to you. I'm trying to be political about this. Do not have a work ethic. They just don't. Millennials, you guys have been given a raw deal. It's just the way it is. You have been, let's say, loved on. But most importantly, you have been sheltered for way too long. This topic that we're talking about today, I'm hopeful to get you out of that comfort zone. You have to understand, let's just tell you this way. If your mom calls me about your career or calls me about your schedule, I'm having a problem with you. If you are that big of a baby, a baby that your parent has to call me about your schedule, I just don't know any way to say it. I got a problem with you. If you're not man or woman enough to figure out what your own schedule is, how about this? I interviewed a kid, total miss. It was a waste of 20 minutes worth of my time. His mom called me and wanted to know why he didn't get the job. Goodbye. Then she called back, mad because I hung up on her. I said, ma'am, you are exactly the reason you didn't get the job. I mean, that's hard truth, but that's the truth. When my son wanted to get a job, I'm out of it. That's for him to do. Why? Because it will teach him, number one, how get a job. But number two, he earned it on his own. I didn't do it for him. Nor will I. If you allow your parents to make a phone call to your employer, that is the kiss of death. Am I speaking the truth? That is the kiss of death. All right, work ethic. So impeccable integrity. You got a sense of responsibility, and you have an emphasis on quality. So impeccable integrity. Again, it really goes back to the dependability, showing up, doing what you say you're going to do. You have a sense of responsibility. You care about your workflow. And then your workflow hits the mark every time. You have a passion to do it right. You don't turn in crap and go, oh, I didn't know. There's another thing I want to give you. Do, seek, and find. These are the types of people that I have to have. My personality is such that I have to be able to offload the vision, and I'm not going to fill in the gap for you. If you can't fill in the gap to help me hit the vision, you can't work for me. That's how that works. And there's a lot of people in this room, HR folks, that are like that as well. If I can't offload the vision to you, and then you fill in the gap and say, okay, this is what he wants, now let me go do, seek, and find how to figure it out, then that's a problem, because I might as well do it myself if you can't figure it out. So you got to have an emphasis on quality, and you got to have impeccable integrity and a sense of responsibility, and of course you got to be a team player. Discipline. So you guys that are taking the classes right now, this tells me a lot about you. You guys weren't paid to be here, but you were incentivized a little bit about getting some extra credit. But something tells me you had to be wondering, what is this goofy looking dude going to talk about? Like what? This poster I've seen in my face for the last month and a half, I think it's been, what is this guy going to talk about? So there was a little bit of intrigueness about you, and you had to be disciplined enough today to say, yeah, I'm going to go. I bet you a lot of you said, I don't feel like putting into work. Has it been worth it to come here today? Yeah, exactly. Number 3, communication. We're going to get through it. So, respectful, timely, truthful. Now, let's stick to the respect. Is it respectful to not give somebody the truth? Is it respectful to not give somebody the truth? There is nothing wrong in life, and this is how I made my career, and this is how I've been very successful, in telling the truth and being candid with people. I do not sugarcoat. You probably noticed it. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I will tell you the truth. If you ask me a question and you say, how am I doing? I'm going to tell you. Get ready. I'm going to tell you. But I'm also going to tell you what you're doing right. So respectful. Respectful is being candid with your folks too. When was the last time that you were respectful to a loved one, to a parent, a sister, somebody you haven't checked in with lately? Anybody? Think about that for a second. That's being respectful. Check in with somebody. I challenge each one of you to do this with somebody tonight. Call somebody you have not talked to in a little while and ask them, how am I doing as your friend? That's respectful. And tell them, tell me the truth. Tell me respectfully, tell me the truth. How am I doing? That's communication. You think that won't open up a conversation? It will. Communication, timely, truthful. Listen to understand, not respond. Millennials, this is your number one problem as I see it. I'm sorry. Not you guys in the room. You got to listen to the damn question. So when I'm talking to you and I'm in an interview with you and I'm asking you a question and you start trying to, you think you know what that answer is? It's the same way when you're at home and you get in a fight with your parents, because you do the same thing to them when you're not. Slow down and speed up is what we call it at King Kong. Slow down, listen to the message, understand the message, ask clarification questions to follow up on the message, and then speak. Because I used to have an assistant, again, I go through assistants, I tell you, who, when I would give her the objective, tell her what I needed, she would me and start talking. Guess what? She's no longer my assistant. The job didn't work out for her. Or me. Because you got to listen to the objective and listen to what's trying to be told to you. And when you're in an interview, listen to the specific question. You might answer and tell on yourself about something they don't even want to know about. Listen to the question. And then positive attitude. So the 3 C's, and I learned these, I talked to them. We're almost done? Give me 5 minutes. 3 C's. Criticize, condemn, or complain. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. If you criticize, condemn, or complain about your boss, you're going to have a problem. I heard a story about a lady who was talking bad about her boss when she was getting her hair did. Guess who was next to her? Her boss's wife. That didn't work out well for her. Optimistic in the workplace, you're open to others' ideas and you treat people with respect. And then this last one, being a team player. Guys in the basketball team, you guys get this because you're part of a team. But you have to understand that everything in the workplace is always done by a team. You are not the only sole person that gets it done. The first thing is you got to develop and display competency. That relates back to the continuous learning. Stand behind the team and its people. If you go into a team meeting and you guys have an objective and you guys all agree about it, and then you go out and talk negatively about what you guys just agreed on, that's going to be a problem. Be enjoyable to work with, no drama. Deliver your required results. Be passionate about your work, and ensure that your actions are consistent with your words. All right, my personal definition of success, and I would ask that you guys write your own in life. When you live a life where your core values and your self-concept is also known as your ego. Keep it in check. Your self-concept are in harmony with your daily actions and behaviors. It's that simple. All right, you guys should have received a wristband when you came in. Did you guys get that? You didn't get one. There's still more out there. This is what you got to get out of this. We talked a little bit about how your life will change and having a plan B. This means the world to me. If you'll understand this one, you will go leaps and bounds in your career. Your events in your life, plus the way you respond, will always equal your outcome. What do you think the most important part of that message is? That you control.
Response.
Your response. You will never control the event, but if you will control that outcome, you'll have control of your own life. The event plus your response equals your outcome. If you didn't get one of those, please get one. Lastly, this is how I live my HR career, and this is what I truly believe in an organization. I want you to end up in an organization that does exactly this. We want you to belong with us, not to us. And there's a huge difference. We want you to belong with us, not to us. Does that make sense? If you are in a relationship now where somebody is needy and controlling and hanging on to you, that is not belonging with somebody. That's belonging to somebody. Does that make sense? We want you to belong with us, not to us. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you.